to do, you know. So door to door is good, and they will never forget you when you approach people at the door. It's very personal, and it's nice to be also in a giving mood. Door to door is a little bit different from the street, because the street you present the book and that's all you got. But door to door, you know, it's nice to go with some little bit of prasadam. That's the way I was trained in Italy. Or even if they don't take the book, you give a prasadam. Or if they don't take the prasadam, you give a leaflet to welcome them to the temple, you know, and an experience, you know, to get to know who we are and what we do and all these things. So it's very important. It's nice that the senior man of Sangitan, they are here, that you introduce, you know, this program also of preparing some prasadam, you know, bagged up prasadam for door to door. And you should never leave the house without giving something to the people, even to people who are not very favorable or who are inimical. Sometimes, you know, they can swear at you, and sometimes they can slam the door in your face, and sometimes, you know, there's so many different types of reaction. People, they behave in a way, in a particular way, according to the, you know, to their own bitter or good experience in life. I remember once in Rome when I did a door-to-door, there was one person who invited me in and to the house. I was together with another devotee, and they were grabbing, you know, our feet and begging for forgiveness, and I didn't quite understand why. They said, yes, of course, you know, please have a seat, have something to eat, and then they said, so don't even speak, we already know why you are here. Yes, we take anything you have, you know. And they took some books, and they gave a donation, they gave some food to us, and they also asked where is the temple. And this person was he was actually very much touched by the behavior, positive behavior of the devotee, because previously, the year before, would happen that some devotees, they went to their house and they were very nice to try to give something, and the wife, the man, he was in the middle of an argument with his wife, and the wife came to the door and she was already contaminated by anger. And she was swearing, you know, at the devotee, and the devotee was just trying, you know, to explain who they are, what they are doing in the area. She was swearing, and she was, and even there was some kind of physical thing, you know, she threw something to the devotee, and the devotee put his hand like that. And the husband said, why are you behaving like this? You know, these are, can you see, they are monks. They are people from a monastery, and, you know, they probably, they just are, you know, to do some seminar, missionary work. And she was in such a rage, you know, that, anyway, so they carried on, you know, an argument and everything. But then the next year, but because the devotees, they did not retaliate. And they even left some prasadam for the lady. We came here to give you something. So the man, he asked his wife, said, anyway, what do they want, these people? When they made peace and everything, the wife was saying, no, they didn't want anything. They just came to give something. You know, they left some sweets here. And the man, it was like a revolution in his mind. Both of them, they were saying, what have we done? You know, these people, they come, and it was a winter, cold weather. They came to the door, you know, very humble. They came to give something. They didn't come to ask for anything. And we were so horrible to these people. They were feeling guilty, very bad. And they were looking for the devotees. They were wondering who we were. Because in Italy, they're familiar with the Franciscans monks, with the, so many different orders of different Catholic organizations. But you get different monks like the Franciscani, Settembrini, Benedettini, all sorts, the Baptists. But they never saw somebody dressed in orange. So these devotees, they told me we were Buddhist. Anyway, those two devotees, they were two different devotees. She saw I was dressed in orange, and she understood it. Look at that, they're of the same group. And they told us the story, what happened. And, these are the people. People sometimes, if you leave a good impression, no matter if they react very badly, or they they're proactive, or they're very nice. Always leave a very good impression with people. Even if you get a row of doors, they will say no. Even at 20 houses, they will say no. They will say something which, don't get discouraged, because they're getting purified by you behaving. Even if they don't take anything, even if they don't, they're not favorable, but actually you're benefiting them with by giving them the darshan of your persona. So door to door is very important. Never go in karmic clothes. Number one, rule one. Always devotional clothes. Yeah? Door to door, devotional clothes, shaved up very nicely if you can, if you're brahmachari, even if you're a grihastha. But if you can. But otherwise, nice and clean, and with a good consciousness, always tolerant, feeling merciful, and good sadhana. Because, Krishna becomes manifest through your body. And it's very, very powerful contact. They never forget you. It's like in the street, they see so many people, sometimes they meet a devotee in the street, but then they forget. Because in the street, there's thousands, you see millions of people. But door to door, they never forget the person who came to them. It's like, if I want to remember who came to my door in the past month, I can remember, the few people beside the postman. Because not many people, they come and visit us, isn't it? Householders, not very often, you receive surprised visits. Not very often. But when you receive them, you never forget those type of people. Isn't that a fact? So it's an impact, and it will remain there in the mind of these people. And that's the first thing. And then you try to you tell who you are. Excuse me, you knock the door. That's the way we used to do in Italy. A very simple line, just like the street, but slightly small adjustment. You knock the door, they come to the door and say, don't worry, I'm not a salesman, I'm a monk. Very first thing, you identify yourself. Because that's what they want to know before you talk and before you tell them what you're doing, what you're giving, what is your mission. You have to present your identity. That's the very first thing. I'm a monk or I'm a nun. Then the next thing they want to know from where. They say, I'm a nun or monk from the Hare Krishna monastery. Just say the words monk, monastery or temple, missionary, all these things, very important for people to hear. Because they become pacified. They become, very quickly they become